Second Valli of Katha Upanishad, translated by Max Müller. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Death said, "The good is one thing, the pleasant another. These two, having different objects, chain a man. It is well with him who clings to the good. He who chooses the pleasant misses his end." The good and the pleasant approach man. The wise goes round about them and distinguishes them. Yea, the wise prefers the good to the pleasant, but the fool chooses the pleasant through greed and avarice. Thou, O Nachiketas, after pondering all pleasures that are or seem delightful, hast dismissed them all. Thou hast not gone into the road that leadeth to wealth, in which many men perish. Wide apart and leading to different points are these two: ignorance and what is known as wisdom. I believe, Nachiketas, to be one who desires knowledge, for even many pleasures did not tear thee away. Fools dwelling in darkness, wise in their own conceit, and puffed up with vain knowledge, go round and round, staggering to and fro, like blind men led by the blind. The hereafter never rises before the eyes of the careless child, deluded by the delusion of wealth. This is the world, he thinks, there is no other. Thus he falls again and again under my sway. He, the Self, of whom many are not even able to hear, whom many, even when they hear of him, do not comprehend. Wonderful is a man when found who is able to teach him, the Self. Wonderful is he who comprehends him, when taught by an able teacher. That Self, when taught by an inferior man, is not easy to be known, even though often thought upon. Unless it be taught by another, there is no way to it, for it is inconceivably smaller than what is small. That doctrine is not to be obtained by argument, but when it is declared by another, then, O dearest, it is easy to understand. Thou hast obtained it now. Thou art truly a man of true resolve. May we have always an inquirer like thee. Nachiketas said, I know that what is called a treasure is transient, for that eternal is not obtained by things which are not eternal. Hence, the Nachiketa fire sacrifice has been laid by me first. Then, by means of transient things, I have obtained what is not transient, the teaching of Yama. Yama said, Though thou hadst seen the fulfillment of all desires, the foundation of the world, the endless rewards of good deeds, the shore where there is no fear, that which is magnified by praise, the wide abode, the rest, yet being wise, thou hast with firm resolve dismissed it all. The wise, who by means of meditation on his self recognizes the Ancient, who is difficult to be seen, who has entered into the dark, who is hidden in the cave, who dwells in the abyss as God, he indeed leaves joy and sorrow far behind. A mortal who has heard this and embraced it, who has separated from it all qualities, and has thus reached the subtle being, rejoices because he has obtained what is a cause for rejoicing. The house of Brahman is open, I believe, O Nachiketas. Nachiketas said, That which thou seest as neither this nor that, has neither effect nor cause, has neither past nor future. Tell me that. Yama said, That word or place, which all the Vedas record, which all penances proclaim, which men desire when they live as religious students, that word I tell thee briefly. It is Om. That imperishable syllable means Brahman. That syllable means the highest Brahman. He who knows that syllable, whatever he desires is his. This is the best support. This is the highest support. He who knows that support is magnified in the world of Brahma. The knowing self is not born, it dies not. It sprang from nothing, nothing sprang from it. The ancient is unborn, eternal, everlasting. He is not killed, though the body is killed. If the killer thinks that he kills, if the killed thinks that he is killed, they do not understand. For this one does not kill, nor is that one killed. The self, smaller than small, greater than great, is hidden in the heart of that creature. A man who is free from desires and free from grief sees the majesty of the self by the grace of the Creator. Though sitting still, he walks far. Though lying down, he goes everywhere. Who, save myself, is able to know that God who rejoices and rejoices not? The wise who knows the self as bodiless within the bodies, as unchanging among changing things, as great and omnipresent, does never grieve. That self cannot be gained by the Veda, nor by understanding, nor by much learning. He whom the self chooses, by him the self can be gained. The self chooses him, his body, as his own. But he who has not first turned away from his wickedness, who is not tranquil and subdued, or whose mind is not at rest, he can never obtain the self even by knowledge. Who then knows where he is? He to whom the Brahmins and Kshatriyas are, as it were, but food, and death itself a condiment. End of second Valli. Recording by Jyoti Taravanat.